Hello people of the verse and welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator here, and in this video we'll be talking about Theaters of War. As you know, Theaters of War had a playtest in the with the evocati test flight group over the last weekend, and so some feedback has leaked over the Star Citizen Leaks Discord channel. We'll be talking about this, but before we do that, guys, of course we'll talk about this month's exceptional giveaways. I'm giving away $150 in RSI gift cards, $50 if you subscribe to the channel and answer the giveaway related question I'll be asking throughout the video, plus $100 if you subscribe to my new channel, The Eradicators, which is where I talk about everything that is non-Star Citizen related. It's mostly gaming, right? Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members and join button members. We're very close to the $200 goal, which is where we'll be having a brand new website. So please help me out if you wish so. That will be very much appreciated. If you have already subscribed over there, you should have a link to my Discord channel where I'm giving away a C2 Hercules with lifetime insurance. So good luck with that as well. And a big shout out also to Atroyus, Adam, Leslie, Uncle Gary, Eugene Leroux, and Joshua Ware for becoming my latest supporters. Thank you so much. All right, guys, well, let's talk about the evocatis. There is quite a few details here to be talking about, so let's go. Alright, so the first feedback that we have is regarding performance, and this is the first one here according to an evocati who has a 3080, and he says that the FPS is horrid with only 20 FPS in dogfights, and he says that his specs according to top of the line, he claims to have a super good computer, right? He says the map is much better, but spawn comping is still huge apparently, so people are using that, so this is maybe something that CIG is going to have to work on fixing, and the graphics according to him are not great with a lot of pop-in, but that is again one particular feedback from one particular evocati. We don't even know if that is true or not, right? So take everything with a grain of salt. There is another evocati here who says that he has a 1080, so much lower graphical cards here, and he says that he is getting, however, a solid 50 frames per second and thinks that the game mode is ready, but apparently according to that same evocati, the performance can be very much depending on the server. So apparently, just like with the verse, right, just like with the regular PU, sometimes if you have a good server, then you have good performances, and if you have a bad server, you have bad performances. Well, apparently with Theaters of War, it's pretty much the same. I don't know what to take to say. I think it's this worrisome maybe, as I was thinking maybe that they would be using the same type of server, or the same type of technology, or the same type of method that they are using with, for example, Star Marine, which I think is running quite smoothly, right? But apparently maybe they are using they're using the same technology or the same method as in the PU. I remember saying that I think that Sean Tracy did say one day that the maps actually that we are using for Star Marine, like the Good Doctor, is actually the entire planet that is in the server, but you are just allowed to play in one particular area of that planet. Maybe that is the case again with Theaters of War. This remains to be confirmed, of course. Alright, the next piece of information that we learned is that there were indeed two different types of tests, or two separate tests I should say, during the weekend. There was one test on Saturday where there were only 24 players per server, and then there was another test on Sunday where they increased the player cap. Now originally there were supposed to be 40 players per servers, but this test was cancelled and then replaced with another test with only 32 players per server. Now that is quite interesting, probably because of the telemetry that they did collect during the original test with 24 players per server. A lot of people, as I mentioned before, some evocatis did report that performance was horrible, whereas other evocatis did say that performance was alright. So perhaps CIG was investigating here that the lack of good performance was perhaps due to the amount of players, all those players being together in that particular map with all of that action happening in such a small area. That could perhaps be the case. Remember, guys, that as of right now, the client is still streaming in all of the assets in the client. For example, when you're looking at ships, it's not just the exterior that your client is streaming into your computer, but also the interior of that ship. That is extremely resource hungry. This is something that is going to go further along the line. There is a feature on the roadmap that is going to allow your client to not stream the interiors of the ship, because you don't need your client to stream the interiors of other ships when you are not in that interior, right? So it doesn't make any sense, and it is extremely resource hungry. This should improve performance in the future, but as of right now, this, in my opinion at least, it's just an educated guess, of course, but in my opinion, this is maybe one of the reasons why performance is significantly decreasing when there are a lot of ships around, simply because our computers need to compute so many interiors, so many resources that they don't need to. Now, again, there's another perhaps possible explanation, is that they're still experiencing desync. Desync, according to the evocatis, was still an issue in theaters of war, and this is also something that they may want to address as well. Desync, of course, the more players you have, the more desync there is going to be, right? And the less enjoyable the experience is going to be for people to play. So that is perhaps another reason why they decided to go for 32 players. And again, 32 players is acceptable. There are plenty of games that have run with 32 players per server for years and years and years. So for first iteration of Theaters of War, I perhaps would be satisfied if we have that tiny 32 player experience first, as long as it's out and as long as we can get to try it and give some feedback just in the PTU. It doesn't need to be released in a full normal regularly quarterly patch, right? But just in the PTU, just to give some feedback and be able to tell CIG what is going on, at least, right? That would be fantastic. But yeah, so far it's still with the evocatis, because probably, if the performance is not so great and if there are those major performance issues, they probably don't want those images. They don't want people to create content with that. That's definitely going to give bad press and bad word of mouth for the game, and this is not CIG that wants, so I totally understand that. And that's pretty much it regarding the evocati playtest of Theaters of War. Not a lot of information, but nevertheless, it's still good to have some kind of report of what happened. And this is what I wish, this is the reason why I do that on this channel, guys. This is what I wish CIG could do, because they did announce, when that announcement that Fire Sprite in the UK was working with Theaters of War, they did say that there will be an evocati test over the weekend. So when you announce that there is an evocati test on the weekend, please make a report about what is going on. The backers, at least I want to know, and I'm pretty sure that I am not the only one who wants to know what is going on here. This is whole part of the transparency element that they always say that it's a transparent project, it's a transparent company. Please give us more information about what is going on when you have those tests, even if it is evocati, even if it is NDA. Please, this kind of information. Oh, we had 2 tests, one with 24, one with 32. It worked, it didn't work, what didn't work? We want to know, or at least I want to know. But that is going to be the giveaway question, guys. Is this some kind of information that you want to know? Would you like CIG to communicate more on what is happening with the evocatis? As far as I'm concerned, I think that we don't need to see pictures, we don't need to see videos, but please, CIG, send us an official report on the status of the progress of the evocati test flight, so that we can be informed. It is very important, in my opinion, for CIG to inform us, the baggers, so that we can maintain the trust and maintain the transparency that they've been promoting for all those years. With that, guys, marks the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end, guys. And that will be tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have a new patch note regarding the 3.13 evocati. We'll have also a very exciting roadmap update, so stay tuned to the channel, guys. This has been the Eradicator. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. This video is brought to you by the people who support this channel on Patreon and via the join button as well. Supporters of the channel get access to lots of cool perks, such as access to my private Discord, your question answered in the show, you get to know when I'm going to play, and also you get to have a chance to influence the editorial line of the channel. Any help is appreciated, starts at just $1 a month. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later.